Okay, what I'm going to do is go over really quickly some of the chords for Homeless Heart by the Sidewalk Prophets. And so I may use this for a YouTube video later. I'm doing this for one of my students, and he's really wanting to learn these chords. So I got these from Ultimate Guitar. There's one of the versions there. And first you have to be in drop D. And all you do is you take the top E string, hit the D string, and you're going to take it and twist it down until you match that. Sometimes it helps going from the bottom and coming back up. And what I like to do is do a harmonic at the 12th fret when it's down and match it exactly. So it's the same frequency, the same resonance. Okay? So we're going to start with that. And I start with that just to set the pace. I can't remember exactly how they do it on the track. So if they do it together at the same time, then you can actually pick up here and use a middle finger here to hit the B string. And then come back down and do upstrokes. So the key is you're going to do up on the B, upstroke on the B, G, and D. That's a D major 7. And then I'm going to start with a G string, go back to that D chord, and fill in just the timing. The melody we're looking for is and over. And what is happening between there is that we are filling in the gaps. So for example, that's all it would be if you didn't add, and you don't want to add strumming because they don't strum. They do this picking stuff. And if you're not familiar with picking, then I don't go over a whole lot of the, exact picking, this picking style in my Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course. But I do go over a lot of picking and coordination, so that will definitely get you ready and coordinated if you're interested in that at bluegrassguitaressentials.com. So what we're going for is we're going to the up, and then the next note is going to be that first finger on the G string, 2nd fret, the D chord. And that just gets me up for the next part, and then we're going to start with a downstroke on this one, skip that A, and go to the D, and then just come back to the D, and then do some more upstrokes. Come back down. So it really makes a difference on your picking direction to know when to go upstrokes and know when to go downstrokes. I'm going upstrokes here because I'm going in this direction. So I could actually do 2 upstrokes, and that down would lead me into the next upstroke. So the time I'm switching direction is when I switch. If I'm going the other direction, I would switch to a down. If I'm going this direction, up, I would switch to an upstroke. So down, up. That would be a down. Up, down, down, up, down. Okay, so just keep in mind when you switch direction is when you switch your pick strokes. Okay, that's a good little, kind of a baseline to start with. Now it's not going to be like that all the time, but that's a good place to start. And as you saw, I kind of messed up there, but I just keep going. That's the important thing. Keep going. Keep moving. I decided to use by the way, if you're wondering, I decided to use my Martin DCX1E. I haven't been on a YouTube video with this for a while. Because it's the guitar that's closest at hand, and I wanted to give it some loving. So I actually need to desperately change the strings on this. The E and the B are very sticky feeling. I mean, they won't move. They don't have a lot of. Try to slide. They won't move hardly. So back to the song, and usually I just tend to keep doing that up. And that's when I do my down, but you can do both. in this case, I didn't really switch directions, but I was going to come back to a different string. And that sets me up, that downstroke sets me up not to switch direction, but to come to another string if I need to. So some of the other chords in this we've been talking about, me and my student, is this G, and sometimes you put your pinky down there at the 5th fret. Okay, and I know which strings to pick based on the timing. Notice how my picking's going down, then coming up until I change directions. And I'm just skipping over to the D string now. They may not do that in the song, but the important thing to note is sometimes they use that pinky finger. Okay. The thing you can add to that to make it a major 7 is put your middle finger down on that D string, kind of like a C shape. It is a C shape, this top half is. Except this finger, instead of being on the A string, it's on the E string, making that G note ring out. So that's going to be E string, 5th fret with the ring finger, then 4th fret, D string with the middle finger, and then the index finger is going to be on the 3rd fret, B string. And I'm muting that A string with the bottom of this ring finger. It's actually leaning over a little bit to mute that. So you can do it. I don't think they do the G major 7 there. I think it's still open. But there is some spots in the actual song, maybe around the chorus or the bridge, where they actually use that G major 7 sound, apparently, because that's what's on the song sheet. Now, I'm just going over the chords that are on the song sheet. I'm not saying that the song sheet are entirely accurate. This is the one I was talking about from ultimateguitar.com, if I'm not mistaken. Not saying they're accurate, but I'm showing you how to play these. Now, it says that it's supposed to be in DADGAD tuning, which I'm not going to sit here in full with trying to learn all that stuff. I'm just going with drop D and showing you some ways around playing this. Okay, so that's G major 7. Another one is the B minor 7, which I typically bar. Okay, the other way around that is if you take an A7 shape and move it up to another set of strings. So we're going to be on 2nd fret A string, and then 2nd fret G string. I can play all these. That's my minor 3rd. So that open D is my minor 3rd. And then I like to put my pinky here because that's the actual minor 3rd as well. Okay, so they go to the B minor 7. That's an F sharp major 6 according to the paper, and so you're playing an F sharp, and the way to think of this is from the B minor shape you're going to lift the ring finger, middle finger, you're going to leave this ring finger where it is on the 4th fret, and then this finger can come down from the A string all the way to the G string barring, because now this one's taking care of the D string. I don't think they play the high note. I think it just goes. Okay, so we want that A string ringing out. So it goes from B to that. Okay. So, or if we did from this one, you just have to get used to going from here to getting that ring finger up the next strings, because it's on the G and it needs to come up to that D, go to the 4th fret. This bar come down from the G string down the 2nd fret. And then from here it goes to D sharp, or excuse me, a D slash F sharp. That's the note in the bass. Well, now we can't do it like this because the E string is tuned down to D. So we have to move the F sharp up twice, 2 frets higher, because we twisted it down 2 frets, basically, a whole step. And so as we're here, there's a little bit of time that you can actually place this ring finger here, and as you're doing this, you're going to jump from that D to that, that D to that E string, same fret, 4th fret, and that's going to cause you to kind of lift your finger, your first finger, off that bar, which is what you should be doing. And that gives you enough time, those 2 open strings, and even the the G string that you're fretting, to put your middle finger down here on the B string, 3rd fret. I'm skipping that A string. Most of these chords like this, I'm skipping the A string. And that's just leading into that G. Okay, so the way it goes in the song, I think, is okay. So this is actually a D chord, but I'm suggesting you play it like this, with instead of the ring finger, you put the second finger there, the middle finger. And usually for bluegrass, you're playing this, which is the 4th fret where it was for that. So we're going to basically come up to this, but now this finger is going to be up here on the top string. Okay, and I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much all of the chords. So let's try it with, we just did it with this B minor, let's try it with this one. And this is actually weird, I'll tell you that right now. My middle finger just feels really out of place. It doesn't feel like it's got a lot of pressure and a lot of power. You just got to get through it. It's only one little spot before you switch to that G. Okay, so don't know if I'll do another lesson on this or not as far as like a performance, but this will be probably the chords for that. And I'll probably use this for a YouTube video. Why not? It's fairly short. A lot of people like me to get straight to the point. This video has, in my opinion. So, like I said, once again, find the link, and I may even leave the link below on the specific Ultimate Guitar tab that I'm using, the chord sheet. But I'm pretty sure that's all the chords. It's got an A in there later on. I just typically use that A suspended there. B minor. There's a G major 7. Pretty much sure that's it. So thanks guys for watching. Thank you, student. I won't say your name so that nobody knows who you are, but you know who you are. So thanks so much, and hope this really helps. Pay definitely attention to the picking hand, and go with what I'm doing the majority of the time. Every now and then my pick strokes may vary, but the majority of the time, if I'm sitting here doing this a lot, I'll usually fall into a pattern and just go with that. And you've got the rest right here, and from what we went over, so that'll give you something to work on until next week, and everybody else something to work on until next week. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and God bless.